Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another Army Reenlistment fresh live show. Here we go. It's Master Sergeant Tim Donahue right here with Shantae Waterbury, Staff Sergeant type, right? We've been gone for a couple of weeks. I've been on leave, doing things. Shantae's been slacking, but we got it, right? We back. So, couple of things we're going to talk about later on, some stuff that you really probably want to know about, which is crazy, which doesn't make sense. But let's get to the subject at hand. Shantae, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's pretty hot here at Bragg, typical humid, but it's a great day to be in the Army. So I'm great. How are you?
I can't complain. Same old, same old. Might have something in my Gatorade. I don't know. But we are about to have a great show going for y'all. We have a great topic. A lot of soldiers always are asking about new career opportunities. And one of those career paths that they don't know about is the MOS 51 Charlie. What's 51 Charlie, Shantae, in your mind?
So 51 Charlie, if you ask me, it's a contracting NCO. And if you ask me what they do, I'm going to say they write contracts. But unfortunately, that's where my knowledge stops. So I'm really excited to have them on the show tonight because they're about to teach me too.
Yeah, because all I know about is they have this unlimited swipe power on their government credit card. I know that GC is crazy. They can swipe like $1 million at a time, I think. I don't know. Maybe they could buy some hoodies for us or something. I don't know. But we do have some great guests tonight, and they're going to talk all about MOS 51 Charlie. So let's get to introducing them. So we have Master Sergeant Rebecca Howell. How are you doing tonight?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you guys?
Can't complain. We got Sergeant Will Phillips. How you doing, Sergeant Phillips?
I'm all right. I'm perfect. Good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And then we got Master Sergeant Comfort Johnson. She over there real happy.
I'll take the Master Sergeant. I was on first class though.
I don't know no ranks. I'm not. As y'all can tell, I'm really not in the Army like that. So I don't really know. Everybody's just a sergeant to me. But she just got done playing Call of Duty. And expect a little bit of time to let us have a little bit of time. But before we get into the topic at hand, let's learn a little bit about yourself. So, sorry, how about you? Let's tell us a little about yourself and your Army story.
So I started out as a firefighter in the reserves, and that progressed to getting older, and I needed something a little more gentler on my body. And I found contracting, and I started my transition to that in 2011. And it has been great. It has been a wonderful MOS ever since. I am a reservist, and so it has been beneficial, both the civilian and the military side. So I stuck with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Johnson, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So yes, I came into the military in 2004 as a 74 Delta. And the funny story about that is when I came in asking the recruiter, I was 17 years old. I was like, what can I do to where I do nothing all day but go to school and do, just regular paperwork? And they're like, yeah, you do nothing but hand out masks. And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds like the type of job that I want. And of course, my recruiter lied to me, and being a chemical soldier was not what it was. It was not what I wanted.
Not what you wanted.
It was not what it did not fit my lifestyle. It did not fit my personality. It just was not me. And so when an opportunity came, and of course, back in the day, promotion was kind of hard to get. I was a E6 when I came into this MOS, but promotion was hard to get for 74 Deltas, and I kind of wanted something to kind of end my career with, where I can transition out of the military and still have a career, and plus, something to fit my lifestyle. It's basically a business job, an office job, and something translatable. So that was kind of the history, and I've been in this MOS for about going on 7 years now. And just like Master Sergeant Howell, I love it.
Okay. Sergeant Phipps, let's tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so my initial MOS, actually, I joined the Army in the reserves first year. I needed to do something better with my life, so I became active duty. My initial MOS was 92 FEMA. Petroleum laboratory specialist. So I was supposed to be the lab rat, with the white coat and the AC all the time. I didn't come into the Army to be a soldier. I came into the Army to do something away from the front lines, but it didn't work though. By no means. So I came in as a 92 Lima. Only did that during AIT. The rest of my Army career on that side, I was working as a fox on a whiskey, which is less formally known as a fueler and a water dog. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I got tired of doing the same old, so I wanted to challenge myself intellectually. Plus, my interest has as you grow, your interests change. So I wanted something more challenging, so I applied to become 51 Charlie. Didn't know if I was going to make it because it's super competitive, but I thought I had a good chance, and the rest is history. Now I'm here doing my thing as a contracting NCO. Watching the taxpayers' dollars and getting that warfighter what they need to continue the mission.
Yeah.
And swiping that card, right?
Well, I don't deal with cards.
My bad.
I just signed the money so they
can. I was gonna say this is the weapon right here. This is more than $1 million weapon right here. You better let them
forget the cards. It's all about the pen. I understand. I understand.
Awesome. Okay, so for our audience that is viewing, here's the $1 million question. What is a 51 Charlie? Who wants to take this one?
I would love to take that one. I would love to take it because I get asked this all the time. And to be honest, when I became a 51 Charlie, I didn't even know what the heck a 51 Charlie was. But I like to compare us contracting NCOs as a human version of the M4. The Army's definition of the M4 is what? Lightweight, gas operated, air cooled, magazine fed, shoulder fired. The whole thing, right? So you got all those attributes to that one tool to complete a mission. That's kind of what a 51 Charlie is. We have a host of attributes that are instilled in us that we learn, with OJT and of course formal training to accomplish a mission. So what we do in a nutshell, because it can get into the weeds, but what we do in a nutshell is basically we are a business advisor and basically a liaison between government organizations and industry. All right, so whatever the government needs, they inform us. We go through the whole process with industry, whatever vendors are out there, whether it be supplies, services, or construction type contracts. We go out there, we procure that, we bring it back, and we allow the warfighter to have either we provide it or we enhance them while they're doing their mission. So we provide that sustainment. We allow them to sustain the fight to the to the warfighter, and that's essentially what a 51 Charlie is. We provide things and services to the warfighter at the end of the day.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like y'all do a lot. So what are some of the prerequisites for the MOS? Because it's got to be prereqs.
Yeah, I'll take that one, Sarn. And Master Howell, you can take take it for the reserves, but I can go first. So for active duty, there are a lot of prerequisites. So if you go on our website, we pretty much have everything spelled out for you because it is very competitive. One of the frequently asked questions. Okay, well, I'm gonna just go through the frequently asked questions. What is my GT score? What GT score do I need? For both reserves and active duty, you have to have a 110 GT score. And that is non-negotiable, that's non-waivable. The other thing that is non-waivable and non-negotiable is the time in service. However, it can be changed from board to board. When I first started here about a year and a half ago, our time in service time frame prerequisite was 14 years. But our director likes our candidates young in service. So, so we can stretch that time out of them. So we changed it to 12 years time in service. And that was for this board, right? That was changed for this board. But honestly, and just being transparent, I talked to my sergeant major and I was like, listen, I think we need to change that time in service thing back to maybe 13 years because that knocks a lot of good candidates out of the running And when I tell you, people ask me, hey, I have 12 years and 2 months. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's 12 years and 0 months, you know, that makes you unqualified. But I also do tell them, just like I will tell the audience, like always, always, always look on our website, because every board is like its own, you know, events. And we have an AAR, and we have a discussion on how we can do better and how we can get, you know, better people for the next board, and things are always changing. So I tell you right now, it's non-negotiable for this board that it's 12 years and 0 months time in service, but definitely keep looking on our website because things change all the time. What other prerequisites? Well, before the new promotion system, you couldn't be promotable, a promotable staff sergeant. But now with the new promotion system, it's like everybody's promotable.
Everybody got an OML.
Right, everybody got an OML. So, and one thing to be looking out for is we're going to change it to if you're most qualified, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to get promoted. But we can't tell you if you're high on the OML as a highly qualified that you can't apply. I mean, we just really got to roll the dice because we don't know, right? So that's another thing that's non-negotiable. Am I missing anything, Master Howell?
I think really only the differences between the reserve and active. So reservists, on the active side, you guys will not accept sergeant first classes. You just don't take them because you want some longevity. You want some payback on your investment because it is a lot of training. But on the reserve side of the house, we do take sergeant first class. We could take a master sergeant, I suppose, if they applied. But that's not really something that has come along to us yet. And I think with that goes the fact that a lot of reservists that would potentially apply, because you're living that dual military life, you might already be in 1102, which is our twin on the civilian side. 51 Charlie is the MOS for the military. 1102s are contract specialists in government service. So potentially, if you want to come in and you are somebody who's been in the Army for a while, you're already a sergeant first class, you've kind of already lived your first leg of your career, but you still got something else left, come on over. If you're at 1102 and you have those certificates, like just go ahead. So that's a minor difference between us and the active component, but we do put everybody on the same board together, the reserve soldiers and the active component soldiers. You are absolutely competing against one another. So you are 100% being compared with your peers by all their aspects. I think another thing would be, the time and service waiver that Sergeant Johnson was speaking about. We don't really have that on the reserve side. If they are beyond, that 12-year period, that 13-year period, that 14-year period, whatever the board's deeming for that event, as long as you're stacking with your peers and you're competing with your peers, we can ask that you go ahead and come. That's not really a factor. That's not really going to kick a reservist out of it. And I think sometimes when reservists visit our website, perhaps they start reading the active duty criteria down. And if you don't trickle all the way down into that reserve section, you might miss it. And so you're not really giving, yourself the full benefit. If you would just read down just a little bit further or call us, our numbers are on there, then, we can help you and we can help explain it to you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's it. Yeah, that's one of the things that I do like about this MOS and just coming into the MOS is that we're very approachable. At least me and Master Howell are. We're very approachable. I talk to candidates all the time. I talk to applicants all the time. It is, and honestly, that's one of the best parts of this job, and I'm gonna miss it when I leave. One of the things that I did miss out for a prerequisite for the active duty side is you have to be a E5 NCO for at least 2 years. So you have to have 2 full years by the time of the board. That's non-negotiable because as soon as you graduate school, the basic course, and then you go to your duty station, you pin on E6. So we don't want somebody that's been an E5 for 6 months, 12 months. We want somebody that has a little bit of leadership experience. So, and that's another thing that's non-negotiable. And I don't think that's going to change because we actually changed it from 18 months. And, the field and the commands were telling us, these soldiers kind of young, So we upped it to 2 full years, having 2 full NCOs. And that those are the non-negotiable prerequisites. Everything else is pretty much, PT tests, profiles, we take all except for P3 profiles, but P2 profiles in any one of the police sections is fine with us. Yep.
I think also,
do you have to have any college?
No, technically, technically, you do not have to have a lick of college.
That's true.
However, this is a very competitive board because the people that you're going against, some of these you got master's degrees. Some of these people, we had someone that had a doctorate degree. Well, okay, let's get it. So, but I'm not going to tell you that you have to have a degree, or just like I will talk to an applicant, like, don't feel insecure because you only have like 20 credit hours, or you only have 30 credit hours, and I tell them all the time, I came with 43 credit hours into this MOS. I had to bust my butt to get that degree, but it's doable. And we have programs in place for that to happen for you guys.
I think what you're saying, Sergeant Johnson, too, is important because if you don't quite have that rank yet, you're not quite meeting those requirements, you can still reach out because we are very approachable and we are 100% responsive. Like, probably right at 100% responsive. Maybe we miss some, but like, just come at me twice and like we'll catch up with you. And so if you're not there yet, if you're only an E4 or if you're only an E3, like maybe you're an E3, but you already have a college degree and you're coming in late. Go ahead, reach out. It's not going to hurt. Maybe you can't submit it this board, but there are 2 boards every year and you can keep touching base and you can say, hey, what do you think I need? Where do you think I go? And the mentorship that you might not find because your leadership doesn't know how to guide you because we are such a special and unique MOS. We are all special, but we are unique in our own ways. We can guide you toward us. Just let us help you, and we will mentor you and bring you in.
And
awesome.
this is the last thing I'm gonna add, just to kind of help out our reserves brothers and sisters. If you are a E7 or even an E6 or even an E5 as active duty, and you're transitioning out of the military within the next, I would say 12 to 6 months. Hey, reach out to us. You can apply. Again, the reserves and the active duties, they get looked at the same. So it's not like the reserves have their own board. Let us know ahead of time, like, hey, I'm active duty right now, but I'm ETSing in December. Like, what is the process? And we've done that before. So we pretty much guarantee you a reserve job when you get out, because you'll be boarded while you're active duty. Once you get out, you already have your MOS basically in hand and waiting for you.
Okay. There are also, I know we should say one more thing, but one more thing for real this time. One more thing. If you are AGR and you want to compete, so there is not room for somebody. You cannot be an NCO and be AGR and be in 51 Charlie program. That's just not the way that we're set up. officers can, NCOs cannot. But if you are AGR and you are leaving the AGR program, or if you are active duty and you're completely leaving active duty, but you want to compete on the board as a reservist, you absolutely can. You can just contact us and we'll help you. There is some finessing that goes into that, because once you are assessed by the board and you've been picked up and selected as 51 Charlie, we don't want you to get lost. So we kind of hold those people close, but no matter where you are, you can still apply, you can still try, and it doesn't hurt. It absolutely does not hurt to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. It's just beneficial. That's the last, for real. That's the last time.
How long is the training?
Awesome.
So
All right.
The training. Go ahead.
Yeah, Shantae froze. So what she wanted to ask was, how long is the training and what is the attrition rate? So Phipps, you go ahead and take that one, since Shantae's like in a perpetual state of frozenness.
Yeah, I got it. So the training required to reclass the 51 Charlie. It's called the Army Acquisition Professionals course.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A few years ago, we used to just call it the basic course.
Okay.
So this course is actually conducted at the Army Acquisition Center of Excellence, COE is what we call it, which is located at the University of Alabama Huntsville campus.
Okay.
It is a 9-week course, and it provides basically a basic and broad overview of contracting, a wide spectrum of different things pertaining to contracting, the acquisition process, program management, and a few other things. And like Sergeant Johnson said earlier, once you complete that course, you already have your assignment to your next duty station. You go there, and within about 30 days of being there, give you time to end process and get settled down. You go ahead and pin on that first rocker if you're ready.
So so they give you, just in that 9 weeks, they give you just enough to be dangerous, right? To mess some stuff up.
Just enough. Just enough. Absolutely. And trust and believe, you're dealing with the government's money. That's part of our job. And you definitely can mess some stuff up if you're not careful.
Yeah, you mess around, you going to jail now, huh?
Yes.
So what's the attrition rate at the schoolhouse? Because we used to call, so for just so you, because y'all keep calling it the basic course. I'm an old school career counselor. I went through the basic career counselor course. They don't call it that no more. I just came from the schoolhouse as an instructor. Now it's just the career counselor course. But I'll still call it the basic course. And everybody else that's old like me, we all call it the basic course.
Right.
Yeah.
But what is the attrition rate at that basic course?
So I'm not too keen. I can't really give a strong percentage, but I can tell you personally from what I see, we got a pretty good perspective of where we're sitting.
Yeah.
I've only known maybe about 2 people to not be successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
My entire time I've been a 51 Charlie, which is about seven years now. So it's actually and like I said, what has already been stated, the people that we actually select, it's highly competitive. So very intelligent folks that are selected to come into the MOS. So as long as you really pay attention and apply your common sense with the knowledge that's taught, it's you have a really high success rate.
Mommy, let me in. Can you hear that?
Yeah, definitely somebody trying to break in. Somebody trying to break in. But the talent that y'all get, that's good. That means that y'all are taking the best of the best, and that's awesome. So let's go on to the next question. What do 51 Charlies do on a daily basis? Sorry, Phipps, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So there's this phrase within our acquisition world. It's called "it depends."
It depends.
Am I right, Master? How it depends?
Yeah, I mean it's true. Yeah.
So and literally it goes for anything and everything, because it's all about your perspective, right? But a regular day to day. So You may or may not be in a unit that conducts organized PT.
Okay.
So I've been in organizations where you get up, you go to work, you're there by 9 o'clock, and you go home by 5 o'clock. As long as you accomplish your daily mission, you're good to go. I've been in organizations where you get up, you go do PT like everybody else in the Army, you go do your hygiene and whatnot, you report to work. That's what they're called, right? But in the States, in CONUS, and I say that because it's different. CONUS versus OCONUS, it's a different lifestyle. It's a different process. But CONUS, you literally get up, you go in, do your daily duties and responsibilities. Of course, check your email, and write contracts. Get into it. Most of contract writing is how I want to say market research. It's a lot of market research. It's a lot of analysis, and it's a lot of talking, speaking to people, and
negotiating.
OJT is paramount. In MOS. It really gets you to where you need to be. In the States, you'll have there's really 3 different main sections that you can work in. So you can do service contracts, you could do supply contracts, or you could do construction contracts. Service and supply is self-explanatory. Construction, there's a few different rules and a few different things you got to do differently. But at the end of the day, you're literally writing contracts all day, every day. Sometimes you may have an all-day meeting with a customer, so another Army unit, whoever that POC is. Other times, you may be at the vendors' facilities, inspecting the facilities or products or whatever the case may be. You may be there all day. You may be at an event called what we like to call a vendors' day, where we host a bunch of local small business organizations, and we tell them about the possible opportunities they can bid on as vendors. And like I said, it depends in the States. Outside the States, you might be in Germany at noontime, and by 1700, you could be in Latvia writing contracts.
I got you.
Yeah, their missions are great. Yeah, overseas OCONUS, their missions are fun, but it varies. It's a little bit more stable, I would like to say, in stateside. So if you are like me with little ones and in a young family and you can't move around a lot, and that's the thing that you would have to talk to the PD NCO about. Our branch manager, like, hey, it's like if someplace like Bragg or someplace like Hood, they don't really do those special missions like they do OCONUS. But however, there are some places here stateside that do special missions, like San Antonio, their mission is South America. Hawaii, their mission is in Asia somewhere. So
because you like Army South, USAPAC, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So and that's a discussion that you would have to have with the PD NCO. And the PD NCO always says, it's not really a negotiation for assignments, but it's definitely a discussion. It's not. We're so tiny. It's only 450 of us that you can pick up the phone and like everybody, all the leadership here is very approachable and very reachable, to the point that when you do get into the MOS and you talk to the assignments manager, you literally talk to the assignments manager. You have a discussion. He asks you questions and you ask him questions, and there's feedback back and forth. Not, hey, I'm sending you to Korea.
Yeah. You don't find out from email that you're going on assignment.
Right.
That makes sense. It's more personal.
Absolutely.
So the main reason that y'all are on here is because y'all have a board coming up soon, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So Shantae had a question for you.
Yes. So I remember that the deadline, I think it was originally this week. So one of the big things that we told our followers that you guys had an important announcement regarding the deadline. So Sergeant Johnson, what you got for us?
So because now we're on this Facebook Live, we have moved the deadline from the 16th, which was going to be tomorrow, to the 25th of June. So you guys have about a week and a half to put in your packets, and it's completely doable. We have all types of examples on our website, so you're not really reinventing the wheels. We have examples for our memos. We have examples on how to write a senior rater MFR. We have examples for the 4187. So, all you got to do is just copy and paste. Mm-hmm. The only thing that will take a little bit of time, and I will personally recommend that you spend a little bit of time on this, which is your essay. All applicants have to write an essay. And like I tell all the applicants that I talk to on the phone, this is the only way that we get to see who you are as a person. We're not taking nobody's photos, so we can't see what you look like. We can't see if you stretching out your issues or anything. But you don't have to be the best writer, but you have to be a passionate writer, as I would like to say. So you're writing, or you come through your writing. So that's one thing that I will say, take a day or two on, but everything else is plug and play.
Okay. So we got a couple of questions that we have from the audience, so we'll get to that. We already answered this. Miguel Angel Velez, can a SAR first class apply? Not if you're active duty. If you're active duty, can't do it. But if you're in the reserves, you can. So there's hope. So we're saying there's a chance, right?
There's a chance.
There's a chance, right? I can answer. Shantae can answer this one. Coco Pang So Cow. I hope I didn't mess that up. That's a lot of name right there, right?
You shouldn't have pronounced that.
I probably shouldn't have, right? I should have just went with Coco. Coco, how can I find out if 51 Charlie is more critical than my current MOS 94 hotel? My understanding is bonus recruitment is that I do not have to repay the bonus if I reclass to a more critical MOS according to the reg. Shantae, you got this one?
I mean, the simple answer, and I don't know if you're going to like it, is to go see your unit career counselor. They will be able to break this down. They can get it on EDAS and pull the strength for each MOS. However, 51 Charlie is a packet MOS. So regardless of if you are in an understrength MOS or not, you can still put your packet in, and you won't have to worry about the recruitment as well. So definitely go see your unit career counselor so that they can give you specific details.
Yeah, this is an MOS that's actually in a natural line of progression. It's going to be something that's outside the box. So it's going to be something that will help you progress in your career. And by the regulation, we won't pull your thing. And if you come see me, I won't recoup your bonus. I promise. Right. Then we have a question from Geraldo Martinez. Do certain MOSs get a preference in the application process? No. Because like you all said, y'all are all three different MOSs from all three different types of fields. So there's definitely no preference. So Geraldo, I'm sorry.
Overall, the board panel members are. I'm not a board panel member. I just taking your packets. I'm just a liaison in a friendly face to talk to, right? Facilitator, right? But me and Sergeant Howell and Sergeant Phipps, we sit on every single board and we hear everything that they say, right? And the common denominator is they're looking for the overall soldier. You don't have to have a doctorate degree or a master's degree. You just have to be a great soldier, great NCOs, a good evaluation, good essay. Stop on
no chance. Yeah, I have absolutely no chance of getting accepted in. So that's good to know. All right. So we got a question from Miranda. Miranda says, do we need the education center memo for the packet? Packet says no, but a coworker said her packet got kicked back for not having it. I have no idea what that means, so y'all go ahead and take it since y'all are proponent.
I'll answer that. So I'm the person that kicks back. Me and Sergeant Howell kicks back packets all the time. If you have a degree, so if you have a bachelor's degree, or even if you have an associate, let's just say if you have an associate's degree, turn in your diploma and your conferred dated transcript. The full version.
Agreed.
degree transcripts, right? If you do not have a degree of any type, associates, bachelor's, master's, whatever, if you do not have a degree of any kind, then you need the education center memo saying how many college credits you currently have. And then we added another thing for this particular board. So if you don't have your bachelor's degree, you need to let us know about how long you got left before, just kind of like an educational plan, how much longer you have left, and then like an educated estimated guess of when you think that you're going to be completed. If you turn in an associate's degree, we are automatically going to think you have 2 years left. You don't really need that extended memo. You know what I mean? But if you have a bachelor's, it's self-explanatory. If you have a master's, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, except that with Army Ignited, you never know how long it's going to take.
Let me caveat on that real quick. So
go ahead, Sergeant.
So absolutely, Sergeant Johnson, hit the nail on the head. But if you're in a situation where you have an associate's degree and you're working towards your bachelor's degree, then the memo from the education education counselor will probably make you a bit more competitive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about packets, we got a question from Shane. Shane asked, "What's the selection rate?"
It's an average of about 30%, I would say. Right, Sergeant Howell?
I think it kind of goes back to what Sergeant Phipps said earlier. It depends. It depends. Because if you have good quality people, and maybe your packet's not so strong, maybe you'll do better. Maybe you'll do worse. But if it depends on the pool, because you are directly butted up against your peers. Yeah. So I'm going to defer to it depends, because every board is unique and every panel is unique.
So 30%, but it depends. I got you.
Yeah,
so,
historically, if you just do the average, up 30%.
Yeah.
So Miguel got another question. So no waiver for Sergeant First Class with less than 12 years. So he's saying he is the time in great. He is the time in service.
Man. But you can get out of the Army and go to the reserves.
Oh, no.
If you want me
no.
We are all the same Army.
She didn't say that.
Miguel, you are fast tracking. Do not get out the Army.
I was gonna say he is doing big
or Miguel, you can come into the reserves. Let me help you, and you make more money on the outside as a civilian. Hey, and you will keep that benefit.
Okay, where's the mute button? Where's the mute button?
It's on the website.
We're taking people away from active duty.
We take all people.
All right. So Miguel, don't get out, but just so y'all know, they take all people. All right.
Yeah.
So we got a question from Hillary. If selected, does branch work with you concerning MACP assignments?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they always gonna do that. They are always gonna do that. That's so we got a question, since we talk about that, since Miguel's question got shot down, right? We got a question from Tierra. Tierra says, if I'm at 13 years time in service and want to submit a waiver for that, would I still be able to apply?
Not for this board.
Not for this board, Tierra, but they're trying to split the difference and try to get it for next board, and it might go back to 14 years, which was the time before. So we're not saying it's none. Yeah, we're not saying it's none, no chance, but you still have a chance. All right. Coco has this question. I'm not gonna go with the whole name again. Coco, I appreciate you keep responding. If I don't get selected for this board, can I apply for the next board, which will be coming up this year?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You can apply for as many boards as you want, as long as you meet the prerequisites. Okay. So I appreciate y'all coming on. Usually at the end of the show, we usually let people do a shout out. So we'll let y'all do it. So we'll start with you, Sergeant Howell. What do you want to do for your shout out?
Who am I going to shout out to? I'm in Germany. It's midnight.
Shout out to Germany. Shout out to Europe. Shout out to Europe.
Shout out to my ASC people, because I miss you guys. I miss doing lab boards with you guys. It's a great MOS. It's great MOS. You'll make friends all over the world, and I miss them.
I got you.
You know what? Shout out to Lieutenant Colonel Lyles because he's gonna watch this too.
Okay.
Yeah, he will.
Oh, that's like our brother right there. He's a lieutenant colonel. Yep, he's our big brother. He's a lieutenant colonel.
Yeah,
but he is amazing. So I gotta give him a shout out too.
He is your reserve proponency officer for 51 Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay, Sergeant Johnson, who you want to shout out?
Well, I'll shout out Colonel Lyles, and I'll also shout out for any 51 Charlies watching out there. You know, talk to other, you know, soldiers and battle buddies that are not in the MOS, and just tell them how great of an opportunity this is to be in this MOS.
Okay. Sergeant Phipps, you get to round it out for y'all 51 Charlies. Don't let them down.
They took it all from me, but there's so many people in the, there's 450 of us. Everybody. Just about everybody know me, us three here, right?
Yeah.
51 Charlie MOS. So, I shout out to all of them.
Yeah.
I got a couple of really high-speed NCOs I know throughout, the Corps of Engineers that do contracting for the Corps of Engineers. So I shout them out. They know who they are. Of course, my family. That's really it.
Family first. We appreciate y'all. We're not ending the show yet. We're just gonna say goodbye to our guests. So goodbye. Thank y'all for everything. Right. So Shantae, before we end our show, right? Before we do our shout outs, we might want to talk about some of the stuff that's been going on with Army Reenlistment, right? I've been gone for a couple weeks, right? So June is National PTSD Month as well as Pride Month, which the Army recognizes both of them. But before we even get into all that, I want to talk about this website and this team, right? This team is not an official Army website. We are career counselors, retired career counselors, civilians that care about giving information to soldiers, right? So we got a lot of comments. We changed our profile picture. Right. We saw this last year. Changed it to the pride colors. Right. There's a lot of people that showed themselves out, right? About their true feelings about things. Sergeants, soldiers, whoever you are, civilians, if you follow our page, just remember that when you put your name on a comment that can be connotated as hateful, you should really watch the DoD social media guidelines, right? Now, if you noticed, my name was not on any of those comments, right? Because I'm smart enough not to put my personal opinions out there for the world, because some of y'all are just bold, all right? So Shantae, what were some of the comments? What was some of the backlash that we've gotten in the last couple of weeks?
So we've gotten a lot of hate on, because we changed that profile picture. They said, it's being political. We've had people want to unfollow us because, we are trying to support the different types of people that we have in our ranks right now. And it is kind of sad. I'm not going to rant on about this right now because this is not what we're here for. But I just want to reach out to those members of the LGBTQIA family and those PTSD survivors. We just want you to know that we really support you. It's not just 1 month for us. If you guys ever need anything from the Army Reenlistment team, you see 2 of us right now, but there's at least, 4 others that you guys don't even know who's on this team. But we're here for you. You can always reach out to us. Don't let this hateful crap that you see in our comments, change your opinions about anything. Keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, don't let it bother you.
Yeah, no, it was really sad reading some of the comments. I ain't gonna lie. I had barely any Wi-Fi where I was at. I was in the country. I actually ate some possum. I ate some raccoon. It was kind of weird. I wasn't told what it was. I ate horse loaf. I'm surprised I'm not dead right now, right? But the stuff I read when I did get a little bit of Wi-Fi was nuts. Sorry, y'all leaders, y'all are soldiers. We have family. You have family. You might have a family member that's like this, that is a part of the LGBTQ plus community. And the disrespect that some of y'all showed was crazy. A lot of people that were making comments though weren't even in the Army anymore, or retired, and telling us that we were our page was a disgrace to the service. As last time I checked, the Army, the Sergeant Major of the Army, has recognized both LGBT Pride Month as well as PTSD Month. So I don't understand where the problem is. There's no disconnect. It's an Army program. We want to be a more inclusive Army. It's crazy though. It's really, really crazy. It's kind of sad, right? But when you see a comment from Army Reenlistment, you don't know who it is. It could be one of us two. It could be another NCO that we have. It could be our founder, which was crazy because a lot of comments that we got, Shantae, was this never happened when the original owner of the page had came up with this, right? He never had this stuff. First of all, the picture came from our original owner, Sergeant Major Retired Matt Quick. The comments, the post came from Sergeant Major Retired Matt Quick. So yeah, when y'all say stuff like this never used to happen, when you see faces like this, that just shows that you're being really bigoted towards us because you think it's one of us two or somebody else on the team that's been a part of this, where it's been the person that y'all been following the whole time. And y'all really got to get your minds and be more inclusive, be more loveful. You know what I'm saying? Loveful is not even a word, but
No.
you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, we gotta get better. But just know we're not going nowhere. If you don't want to get information about the Army and reenlistment, if you think that a profile picture will change all that, then by all means, we don't need that. You will get you the information. Your career counselors will get you the information. But if you are so bigoted in yourself that you want to do that, that's sad. We got to get better as an Army, as a world, as a country. We need to come together instead of trying to divide. At Facebook, we got a lot of trolls, right? Trolls are everywhere. Trolls be there on the regular. And I was just told that loveful is a word now, so I'm good. I was just told that, right? But let's all be more in tune. Well, we don't know what's going on with somebody, right? For example, PTSD month and Pride month go hand in hand. 50%, there's a double the rate of suicide in the LGBTQ plus community than there is in the civilian, than their cisgender, I learned that word, right? Than their cisgender brother and sisters. That's big. We got to be able to talk to people. So, hey, you got a problem? It's okay. We're here to help you. We're going to help you stay in the Army. It doesn't matter, but you don't know who the comments are coming from or who the posts are coming from. But as a team, we will always back it up. All right. So Shantae, you want to give you a shout out for the week?
Yeah. So, as I was listening to you, I noticed, I'm kind of blended into my wall. It's not a green screen. My Black Falcons from the 2nd Brigade, 82nd Battalion. But anyway, so shout outs for this week. Well, I want to thank Master Sergeant Rebecca Howell. She actually used to be my neighbor, and I had no idea until recently that she was a 51 Charlie. But I really want to thank her for being on the show because she is overseas right now in Europe. I think it's like midnight or something around then on her time. So, she stayed up for us and she has small children. So I want to thank her for coming on. I want to thank Sergeant Johnson, Sergeant Phipps as well for coming on. This was we reached out to them and they were very quick to, respond to us to get this out here for you guys. Because we know that we're not always just trying to write your contracts and keep you in and forget about you. We want to let you know what other opportunities are out there. If you want to try something new for your job, your career. But I'm rambling. I think that is my shout out for this week. I'm really excited for Monday. Tim, you're going to have to give them a little bit of what's going on Monday. But yeah, that's it.
Hey, so my shout out for the week, actually, I'm always shouting my guys out, right? Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it right now. Even though Staff Sergeant Kevin Bingham is about to hit 300 reenlistments, and Sergeant First Class Sean Curran is over 200, right? I'm not gonna shout them out though. I'm gonna actually shout out the 1st Armored Division Sustainment Brigade. They would close out their mission yesterday, and they were the first in their division to close it out. So shout out to the mule skinners. Hey. I don't even know what a mule skinner is, but it sounds kind of fancy, right? Weird. Yeah, it sounds weird. It does sound weird, right? But shout out to them, and obviously shout out to 7th Transportation Brigade, the #1 brigade in the entire Army. Not gonna lie, we doing big things. But at the same time, next Monday. We've gotten a lot of questions about the changes in the promotion system. Mm-hmm. So we are going to have on Sergeant Major Gaskins once again. He came on about the evaluation boards a couple months ago. He's going to come on and talk about the changes. So for example, to get promoted to sergeant, now you got to be a corporal at some point, which is crazy because I would have never made it. I made E4 3 times. I don't think they let you make a corporal again, right? And also the time in grade to get pinned to Sergeant First Class. So we got a couple of good things going on. Everything is going to be all right, and we will be back, and we will be more involved, and we will be more on the regular. Go ahead, Shantae.
Oh, real quick, because I'm seeing a couple more comments. I want you guys to know that if we didn't get to your comment live on the show, we are going to go back over after the show sometime this evening, and we're going to answer these questions and get our SMEs to answer them as well. So if we didn't see you live, we didn't forget about you. We're going to get back to you.
All right. Well, see y'all on Monday. It's going to be a great show. Somebody asking us good people, and we're going to have a good time. Thank y'all.
Good night.
Good night.